Hello guys, so this is a video about all of these Harley Benton guitars I've had so far. It's 23 of them and a bass. I start with this, I will change into showing the browser actually and the different guitars. But the good things is that some of these instruments are really good. Um, Um, yeah, a lot of beautiful guitars and a lot of variety, interesting models, some rip-offs, some original ideas, and yeah. In general, they are very cheap, or you get much for money. And some B stocks they are flawless, and some B stocks are not so good. But yeah, and now for the bad, I think on all of these cheaper models, then these tuners have been very bad actually, like slipping, and some are very hard to turn and like unreliable. And I have tried some other guitars from Music Store and Gear for Music, and all of them have okay tuners. They are maybe not locking or maybe not groovers, so but they do the job fine. So this is a little like you buy a guitar, why put crap on the guitar? Maybe you can't put very expensive things, but yeah, you get my point, I think. Um, yeah, and then sometimes this quality control have been really poor. I just like not even B stocks. I've like just tried them and then sent them back because they have not been good. And in general, also this setup is very poor or non-existent. I think actually they have made a setup in the factory, and then maybe they, I don't know, maybe they opened the box in Tom and say, okay, seems fine, and then um, ship it. But I don't know. The frets are not polished. They have sharp fret edges and so on. Many, not all, but most of them have it. Yeah, so yeah, I have got 3 unplayable guitars, which I've sent back, and some of the B stocks, the strings have been like black and really worn out. This is not a sponsored video. I have no affiliation with Toman whatsoever. I bought all of these guitars. Some guitars I have not buy from Toma. I found them second hand and bought them, and some guitars I sent back. Actually, I don't like sending back things because of like transportation and emissions and so on. But yeah, I don't know. They don't have a store in Sweden or Stockholm, so what can I do? Um, and yeah, so this is not a sponsored video. This is my point. There's some other guys there. They get like very nice specimens and like maybe change strings to the R string something. This doesn't happen to me, and won't happen to you as well. Yeah.
So, hello guys. I would like to talk about all the Harley Benton guitars I have had and owned. Um, and this was maybe from the year 2000 when I started playing guitar until now. I will make some separate video with some more reviews and also maybe some general talking. But uh, I started out with a Squire Affinity, and then I had a question. This Harley Benton ST-20, it was like 800 kronor at the time, which is about 80 euros something. It was quite cheap. Now it's a little more expensive. So I wondered how much guitar do you get for half of the price? Um, and um, I think the neck was quite nice on this guitar. Uh, it had some sharp fret edges, and the bands were not polished. The body had a nice finish, quite beautiful red finish. Uh, However, the pickups was quite bad. Uh, so I will talk about that later, but I really recommend you to to get other ST-62 model instead of this guitar. I actually changed the whole pickguard with pickups, and then now a relative have this guitar, and it's a nice guitar, but I had to put quite much work into it. So I think you're better off just getting these 62 models instead of buying this guitar. Yeah, and the original tuners was very bad as well, and I actually changed to some locking tuners. But yeah, for the price, it's quite cheap, and but I think the amount of time and for the hardware, I think it's better to go for these 62 models directly. So actually, I can talk about those, I guess. So I have had both this like aged white or a little yellowed, and I sent it back because it was not really the color I hoped for and expected. And I also bought this Inca Silver used. One very funny thing with this both these SD guitars was that this silver model was much lower weight than this other one. I don't know why, but they were quite significant different in weight. We're talking maybe 1 kilo or something. Um, these have like vintage style tuners that works very good. They have Roswell pickups that do sound Strat-like. I have owned, and you can look in my other videos, I have owned a Fender made in Mexico, and I have had this Squire Affinity, and I think these guitars are better than the Squire Affinity. It's not the same as this made in Mexico Fender. I think the pickups in the Fender sounded better, and I also tried other like Vintera pickups from Fender, and these pickups are okay and quite good. I think, especially in the like second, if you start from the right, then if this is the second position, then I think it sounds quite good in that position. And yeah, decent pickups overall. So this instrument, I have not tried these Squires that are like 60s, 70s, or 50 style. But maybe it's more or less the same as those. This is, as you can see in the name, supposed to be 60s style. So I can recommend this. If you are like very picky and already have great guitars and something, then maybe it's not for you. But if you are a beginner that want a Strat style guitar, then I really recommend this SD models. Yes, and I have also had this guitar. It's a quite nice guitar. I think it's very cheap. Was no major flaws. The pickups are not really for clean sounds. I think they're more like quite a little muddy if you listen to them clean, but probably great for metal and distortion and so on. But I had a problem that my pick was hitting this first pickup, so it was not right for me. But it's a nice guitar. Yeah, then maybe for the pinnacle of the Harley Benton ST style guitars, it was I had bought this Fusion 2. They don't sell it anymore because they now sell the Fusion 3, and I bought it as a B stock. And to my disappointment, it was not this color. It was much more similar to this style. And I think this is a very nice guitar. I think I gave like 300 euro for it, this B stock. And I think these Roswell pickups for the neck and the mid, they sound really nice with chord split. But I actually changed this bridge to a Seymour Duncan. I have sold this guitar because I have another guitar which I will talk about. I found this neck very nice but a little small. This stainless steel frets are very nice, and yeah, it's good hardware and everything. So I think these Fusion 3 models are a nice choice. And mine came with this uh, roasted maple neck, and that's also very nice, very beautiful. You don't need to have that if you. I don't think it's a, I would say, necessary, but it's a nice touch. So yeah, compared to others, maybe I have to make a separate video about this. But this was a nice guitar. I had it for quite long and played quite much on it, but later I sold it. Yeah, so I tried this guitar, and you can find a review and comparison of this. It's quite beautiful blue color and like gold hardware. And the pickups sound quite decent. They are not very hot, but sounds quite good clean as well. The neck didn't feel so nice, and my biggest issue was that this bridge were making some like chirping sound. Uh, so I think there's also I have my other chord guitar. Maybe I will make a video review about that one, but that one have a more expensive Floyd Rose, and this is like a very cheap one. And I'm not an expert in this Floyd Rose, or this to say by Floyd Rose, but I guess maybe it will work good in the beginning, and then it will actually wear out and become worse and worse, and you have to eventually like replace it, or yeah, you will have trouble. So some I have seen many videos, they say don't go for this cheap Floyd Rose. So I I, thi- I will not. I think I will not recommend this guitar. I think it's better if you save up to get a real Floyd Rose. They have actually a fusion model with this Floyd Rose, Floyd 1000 or something, and it should be the real deal. Uh, I'm maybe not a fan that they put these Roswell humbuckers together. This one doesn't have Roswell, but this other fusion guitar have it. Um, yes. And yeah, I had for a while this uh, like purple. Uh, I bought this as a B stock, but eh, this Roswell pickups with these covers, they sounded really dull in this guitar. It was not as good as this other Fusion 2 model. So unfortunately, I sent it back. It was a disappointment. The finish was quite beautiful, but yeah, it didn't sound good. Uh, so it was a little bit sad. Um, yeah, and this one is funny. Um, I thought about the kit maybe for 150 euro something before. Uh, this guitar have a nice like black satin finish, and with these jumbo frets. It's a very fun guitar to play, and these pickups sound good. I think the bridge sounds quite similar to this EMG 81, maybe a little less dynamic. You can see my other video about this. I've sold it because I thought it was superficious, or put it. But now let's talk about Telecaster models. So this was the first one I bought. I thought, oh, it looks pretty beautiful and cool. Unfortunately, this guitar was broken, and this is also one general problem with buying from Thomann, because Harley Benton is a Thomann brand, is that I think they don't set up and check their guitars enough. They are probably checked in the factory, uh, but then you get this guitar and it's often sharp fret edges, no, not polished bands, and maybe very high strings set up. But on this one I had very much string buzzing, uh, so I sent it back more or less right away. Uh, but what I could hear from the pickups, they sounded nice, and they are called TA like a 5 single coils. Um, and then I will actually go directly to this one. This is similar to these ST models, uh, but it's a Telecaster. It have this nice neck and the vintage style tuners and the same pickups as this Paisley. I think this pickup sounds great. very nice sound. I have tried some different Telecasters, and it sounds a little bit different, but yeah, I think it sounds very nice. This guitar is also very nice. It's a special tone of red, and I was not maybe super pleased with it, so I also sent this back. But this is I can recommend this guitar. You get a lot for the money, and I also tried this one, and it's a big jump in quality and the sound and everything to this 60s model. So I really recommend you to not buy this guitar. And while talking about it, I think about this another like angry German guy that reviews Harley Benton guitars. He always seems to get like very nice hand-picked specimens, and they also put like better strings on his guitar. And unfortunately, this is not the case for me. But with this guitar, you also get a lot for the money. I have a separate review for it, but I really urge you to get the 60s model instead. It will just save you time and money. Actually, it's more expensive, but you get so much more for the money. Actually, on this one, the tuners was very good, but on the other cheap Harley Bentons, I think many of the tuners have been really bad compared to other brands and their cheap guitars. Yeah, this is one is interesting. It have like this reversed headstock, and this was also very heavy. Even they have made like some cutout, and they came with these filtertrons, and they have a lot of this hardware that is really like Tuscnut, and I think the tuners were not that good on this one, but it's a really cool guitar. Um, a little, in some way, I regret a little selling it, but I can recommend this. So, with no further ado, let's go to the single cut models. Yeah, I don't know where should I start. Okay, we'll start with these EMGs. This is very interesting. I think the price was quite much lower before, but you get like a nice single cut Les Paul style guitar and with EMG pickups. And I have had both this 550, and actually I sent this one back because it was not a B stock, but it had like very many flaws. I think the switch was something off with the switch, maybe one of these knobs, and yeah, I had some fret buzz and it was not nice. So that's another like example of this Harley Benton's and Ortomans quality control. I would not have shipped this guitar. It was not. It will had some like factory problems, and the finish was not that good. And that also brings me to this one because it looks much more orange than the picture shows. And I have also had this other, which I still have. I bought this as a B stock. This switch was broken, but I think this guitar, both the feel, it's more simple. It just have 3 knobs, but it have other pickups. It's just it sounds better. It's very beautiful. I guess it will make a review about this guitar. So this I still have. But I really like this pickups better than this other 550 plus. This said to have this Fat 55, and I had both this difference because I was wondering, maybe if you remove these covers it will sound different, but it really didn't. Um, so this one as a custom plus I recommend. Now they're quite expensive. I think I paid like 300 euros for this one, B stock, and it was very nice finish, except for this broken switch. So I don't know, maybe it's just some demo X. like showroom that you have had in a store or something. Yes. So let's move on. This one I bought used, and it was a really nice guitar actually. Very nice low string action. I bought it from a quite skilled guitarist, so maybe have set it up nice. Um, never really liked this P90 sound. Um, some people love this P90 sound, and it feels like a compromise of different things, like single coil sound and these things. So maybe if you don't have many guitars, maybe it's nice, but I really didn't do it for me. So yeah, I sold it again. Yeah, this one I bought new, and it have a Roswell P90s. I think they sounded a bit better, and this hardware had very nice things, but I changed the tuners to some better ones. But I think it was the tusk nut and everything, and now my brother have this guitar. Yeah, quite nice guitar, and if you like this P90s, I think it can be a nice guitar. Yeah, this was a very beautiful guitar. I bought it used, and uh, I think it's the same shape as this other EMG, so it's quite nice to play and everything, but it really didn't do it for me. These Roswell pickups, they are quite okay, not super good, but they're quite fine. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but yeah, I sold it because I actually have this guitar also. And this is the second version of this 550, and I changed these pickups. It was these Tesla pickups. I really like this bridge pickup. I didn't like this neck pickup so much, but it's nothing wrong with this neck pickup, but it feels like it filters out a lot of this mid and high range, and yeah, maybe it's good for solos, but yeah, so I changed to Epiphone Pro buckers. Are they called Yeah, they're like some cheaper variant of these burst buckers that Gibson have, and yeah, this finish of this one I bought, it was very nice. The tuners was very nice. The nut was is a tusk nut, I think. So I think it could have been cut a little better, but in general, I think this is a very nice guitar. And it came with the audio strings and yeah, the stainless steel frets and graphite nuts. So this is a guitar I can recommend. And for me, with this Pro buckers, it's just awesome. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you don't need that. So this is something I can recommend. Okay, this is I have bought actually a 7-string guitar, and it's active, and it have 7 strings. Um, I'm still learning this guitar, and it's quite interesting and fun, but I guess it would be better to have like a baritone guitar, because sometimes I notice when this large string is tuned down, it gets very wobbly, and I can actually talk about that a little later, about guitars I would like to try and have. So here they have this baritone guitar, and you see they have moved these strings much further away. This would be interesting to try. Yes. Okay. Then I also have I have had this guitar. It was also B stock that I bought. I think it was around 300 euros something. I think it was very nice, and I'm a big Metallica fan, so yeah, it's similar to what James Hetfield has or had, but it's he don't play Harley Benton, of course. But Yeah, maybe I didn't became a really fan of this shape. It's cool, but not so much for playing. So I sold this later. But it's top 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 quality wood and hardware. Very nice. Uh, yes, then we can talk about basses. So this is maybe my best Harley Benton instrument, except for it's very heavy. But like everything on this one was so well made and well set up. I'm really surprised, and it's dirt cheap. So this is something I don't know if I was lucky, but this was mind blowing good. It's very fun to play. Uh, then for this one, it's a acoustic guitar and it's like electric style neck. And I actually had some issues. I sent one back and get another one because the first one had very low string action and it was very nice. I think this guitar sounds very nice, uh, but I have really hard time with this jumbo body. But maybe I need to stand and play something because I think it's too big. But you need this kind of big body to have a good bass sound and resonance in the body and so on. Yes, and this is one guitar that I haven't had, but I'm interested in because I think it looks quite beautiful, and I have not tried this semi-hollow body. And then, as I told you, I'm interested in trying a baritone guitar. Otherwise, I feel quite done with Harley Benton. Um, so if I should summarize this Harley Benton, I think the cheapest models are maybe something you should avoid. Um, and many times it doesn't look like on the pictures, and sometimes you can have quite big flaws in the finish. So I think it's a little sad to send back guitars, and yeah, I've sent them back quite a few, and actually also have sold many guitars in second hand. But yeah, and for the cheaper guitars, the tuners have been very bad. Um, for this ST-20, the pickups was very bad. Um, but otherwise, you get a lot for the money, uh, and they're quite popular. And some other brands you pay much more. Uh, and since I've both had the Squires and Fender made in Mexico, I think I can compare, and I think this ST-62 is somewhere between the Squire Affinity and this Fender made in Mexico. Um, and I kind of regret selling this Fusion 2, but I'm a little vain, or I don't know how to put it, but I didn't really like this color. I would have been very happy if it had the same color as the picture showed.
Yeah, the winners are the best. I think this Les Paul style single cut SC55 version 2 with Tesla humbuckers. Really nice guitar, really good quality, good parts and everything. And also the Fusion 2. I had this HSH with the roasted maple neck. I think this neck was a little small for me, but very nice guitar. And this fretless bass was amazing. This is the if you don't look at specs or something, this is the best instrument I got from Harley Benton so far. I think these ST-62 models and TL-62, they are not Fenders. They are a little below. Maybe they compete with Squire 60s or something. I think this Strat was better than this Affinity anyway. And yeah, this ST-20 humbucker with active pickups. It was a very nice, fun guitar to play. The tuners were crap there as well, but I changed the tuners, and it had jumbo frets and nice neck. It was fun, but it was a little superficial for me, so I sold it. Yes, so bye. Thanks for watching. See you.